102.7 KIIS-FM, it's JoJo on the radio. What's happening, you guys?
JoJo Wright, also known as JoJo on the Radio, is known for being a radio personality, internet show host, celebrity commentator, and film actor. JoJo MCs his own show from 7 to 10 on LA's 102.7 KIIS-FM.
What did it take to get here in a nutshell? Damn near giving blood. It was just painfully brutal, but I think I appreciate it more, and I think going through what I've gone through, as far as, not that it was a bad thing, it was all, just working hard, but once you have to really work on your craft, if it's handed to you, chances are you're not going to be as good as you would be if you had to really scratch and claw. Kind of like if you look in the world of music. If a group or an artist gets handed, hey, here's a record deal, and you have no real history of doing music, you just are cute, then it's going to be short-lived for the most part.
JoJo believes that what makes him stand out as a personality is using his weaknesses to his advantage.
There's an art to it, and some people just go in, who have you worked with before, and what do you want to do now, and what producers, and to be honest with you, nobody cares when you really think about it. And I think I've just learned how to do me. And I have a very unique approach on a lot of things. I have a very unique take on a lot of things. And it's worked for me. Not to say I can't improve or whatnot, but I think I've just found out who I am as a personality, who is JoJo on the radio or JoJo Wright. And I think so many people rely on, in a nutshell, and there's different ways to describe this, but so many radio personalities rely on, I'm the coolest dude. And there's, put your own word there, your own descriptive word, but I have never relied on being the cool guy because A, I'm not cool. Look at come on. But I've relied on being unique. And I think almost if you find your faults, that's almost your selling point in a way, just because I'm short. Great. Well, it's almost a selling point. I don't have to be the tall, good-looking guy. I don't have a deep voice. I used to think back in the day you needed a deep voice. Granted, right now I'm kind of scratchy, so I sound like I got a deep. I don't. But everything is usually, if you dig into who you are, chances are sometimes your faults are what will let you stand up, above the rest. And I guess I've found out who I am as a personality.
JoJo's first interview with Kanye West is one of his most memorable and favorite to this day.
It was just after his comment about George Bush.
May end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
He had also just got nominated for a couple of, I guess there were Grammys at the time. I forget the time frame, but so he was coming to the radio station. He's actually in the room we're in right now. He was coming to the radio station to do an interview with me, but before that, he had an interview with multiple, media outlets, E to CNN to whatnot, and they were setting up their cameras. So I had my microphone and all our equipment. We had it set up in the back here. It was out of the way, but turned on. So I went to the other room and I was listening to how he was going to react to the question, because I know they wanted him to, to comment on that. And he wouldn't say a word. He would not say anything. So I'm like, well, how do I get him to talk about this without asking him to talk about it? So I just, when the time came up, and I was, all right, Kanye, we all know what happened. We saw it. We get it. What I want to know is what happened when the cameras went off. What, was it just, was it frightening? Did people come to your defense, or did they just scatter and leave you alone? He said he walked in with, I forget how he worded it, but he walked in with a crew and he left solo.
On the radio, in the studio with, I haven't seen these dudes in a minute, and I freaking love them both. Wiz Khalifa. What's up, man?
Snoop and Wiz come in after smoking 48 hours straight, and they'll come in. I recall having Snoop and Wiz, and there's a couple of studios we're recording. If we're going live, there's the main studio. There's another smaller studio that, I'll put some artists in from time to time, and it's like a closet. So picture Snoop and Wiz after smoking everything in this closet with me. And of course you're like, so I don't know what we said in that interview.
Being friends with celebrities is normal for the radio host. However, he admits to getting starstruck.
One time. I have a Michael Jackson tattoo. I don't know if you can see that on the camera there. Zoom in on that. See the Michael Jackson feet right there? That's his MJJ logo. Right, without that it looks like a barcode. But I'm a huge Michael fan. Huge Michael Jackson fan. 2003, there was a fundraiser at Neverland Ranch. There was a morning fundraiser and a nighttime fundraiser. They called me in to host the nighttime fundraiser at Neverland. Of course, everybody here knows I'm a huge Michael fan. My boss calls up and says, hey, do you want to go do something with Michael Jackson? Of course, I'm, yes! And, you're not getting paid for it. I don't care. I'll pay you. So he paged everybody to come over. And he said, oh, by the way, Michael, when he comes up on stage, I want you to, if he asks for the mic, just give him the mic. And, okay, wait. Michael? Yeah, he said Michael. And I said, wait. So Michael's going to be on the stage, Outside, I'm like, cool. I think I was cool outside. Inside, I'm just like, holy Jesus, this is Thriller. It's one thing to meet an artist because, dude, I like I said, I have a fun job. I meet a lot of people. Right. But there's one Michael Jackson. Thriller. Off the wall. Bad. That whole, this is the dude. Mm-hmm. And this is the guy that's inspired everybody. He's coming here? Gotcha. So I'm waiting around, and sure enough, you hear the people screaming, and then up walks Michael Jackson in full gear like he's about to do a concert. I said, Michael, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Shake his hand. Would you like the mic? No, I'm fine. All right, cool. So I start making a few little, statements on stage, sing happy birthday to him, whatever, it's a little presentation. We bring a cake on stage because it was Michael's birthday in a week, about a week from this date. And Michael reached down, grabbed some cake, and handed it to a little girl or person on the ground. And I'd heard about Michael Jackson having food fights all the time at Neverland. So I'm in the background, and I said, hey, oh God, we're going to have a food fight now. Oh my God, it's crazy. Just kind of having fun, not thinking this is really going to happen. Sure enough, you see Michael turn to Nick and Aaron Carter, and I don't know the exact words, but they basically dared Nick to throw cake at him. Well, one thing leads to another. Cake starts flying around. And I'm like, oh my God, this is just nuts. I want to do mornings. I think what I do translates well to mornings. But KIIS-FM doesn't have a morning opening. Right. So, and I don't particularly want to leave LA. I have an audience built up in LA. I've got a name built up in LA. I love LA. My daughter goes to school. I am an LA guy.
JoJo is looking to do morning shows when the right opportunity presents itself. Until then, he'll be doing what he loves at 7 p.m. and coming up with new, quirky ideas. You can follow him on Twitter or Instagram at JoJo Wright. I'm Ashley Gasparian, Chapman News.